Hello and welcome to another episode of Wrestle Fandom After Dark. With me as always, the Wrestle Fandom Radio Champion Coffin, and our guest tonight is Dante Dio. What is up, my dude? How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I mean, just
all right.
Myself.
We definitely wanted to get you next, considering we had your tag partner on last week.
But unlike his tag partner, he actually brought his hardware with him.
He actually has his hardware with him. Yes.
I actually displayed it.
So before we circle around all the way back to all of that, point out your two belts you got, your two tag championships you got sitting there.
This one is Savage Anarchy Wrestling. This one is in Marion, Ohio, and this one is Nickel City Wrestling in Buffalo, New York. We've currently just successfully defended this one. This company is on hiatus for right now because they take the summer months off, and they're going to be back in September, October time.
Sweet. Get to hold them for a while. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Coffin's got his.
Obviously, Coffin's got his hardware over there as well. And I haven't seen that in a long time.
Doubling up.
Saw it. I'm like, yep, that's coming tonight too. He's got two. I need two.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen those in years. That's awesome.
Hey,
I
man,
need a third one. Is one I'm missing.
So
I got mini belts. I got a hardcore one that's been signed by McFoley, and I got the European that's supposed to get signed by Al Snow, but I forgot. So,
dude, a hardcore signed by Foley.
Yeah,
dude, you can make a house payment with that.
One day I probably will.
That's incredible.
He's got to die first, I think. I think that's the rule.
You said
I'm not wishing that, so
no,
I'm not wishing that.
Yeah, no, never.
He'll keep kicking out at 2.
If he wasn't that bad, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
So obviously we know you from working at UWE.
Yep.
Where you are one of the only 2 graduates of that school, along with person who just commented in our thing. He said, "Oh, look at this fucking nerd with his hanging belts."
Suck it up, Zach. Suck it up, Flip.
Did you hear us making fun of you for not having yours, Zach?
Well, we made fun of him to his face last week, so.
So
okay, I'll say it to his face again.
But before you were there, obviously you've been going and doing stuff longer, and like you said, or like you were saying prior to us even starting this, wrestling amateur, right? So just take us through, where you began, really.
I did a little bit of amateur wrestling, like middle school, beginning of high school. I was not good. I was in a farm town, so my weight class was like, I was a little chubby kid, not too chubby, but like enough where my weight class, I was in the kids that worked the farms, so they had nothing but muscles and were skinny. And I'm a little chubby, and they're a little taller than me. I'll admit I got my butt whooped a lot.
Right.
But once coach put me against people my height, then it's a different story. I got them. I had them every day long. So I started out with amateur wrestling, and then in school I had a plan to go down to Florida, because that was the only school I found locally. Was down in Florida, which was Florida Championship Wrestling. And they're like, it's $3,000 for a couple months in a couple classes. I'm like, all right, I'll save up for that. Had absolutely no idea where I was going to live, what I was going to do down in Florida. But I was like, I need to go to this school. It's the closest school I could find. Because looking in the internet back in 2009, 2008 was not as easy as it is now. Plus, wrestling schools were kind of harder to find back then. I ended up finding out at a local card shop. I ran into these two people. Unfortunately, I don't remember their names anymore. But they were wearing that year's WrestleMania t-shirt. And I decided to compliment them on them and kind of talk to them, ask them they win and all that. And I found out the girl I was talking to was a former wrestler. She had to retire because of an injury. And she was telling me about 2CW, which was a local indie company in Syracuse, New York. And they told me there was a school attached to them called the Institution of Professional Wrestling in Syracuse, New York. I think I went home later that night, found the school on the internet, and I hit them up. And within not even a week of learning about this school, I was at the school. I had to get a parent signature because I was 17 when I started. So I had to get my mom to sign off on it. And I think within like a week, 2 weeks after finding out that it existed, I was in class going to it. And it used to be in a warehouse, very small warehouse, enough room for the ring and enough room to do outside drills. And that was it. And it was cold in the winter, warm in the summer.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's how it should be. It builds character.
Yeah,
It does. You got to feed out a week.
Oh God, that was in July at UWE. I thought I was gonna die. Dude.
Yeah,
I was
there was
like-
a lot of people in there.
I got cranky, and I don't get like cranky. That I was like, yo, this needs to be over. I was like, this needs to be over. Like, now I gotta go. Like, it's too hot.
We gotta go another 8 hours.
I've seen you get so fucking cranky that like I just wanted to spank your ass and stand you in the corner, like, you know, in timeout. All right.
Yeah, but hangry is different from cranky.
Sure.
I've seen you both.
I've
I've seen you angry, cranky. I've seen you, you know, pissed off and horny. It's ridiculous. All right. I don't.
It's a wide spectrum.
Yeah.
Of stuff.
But when it comes to heat, man, that time at the Armory in Schenectady, that was a whole new level of hell with how hot that was, and there was zero air conditioning, even the office part where the locker rooms were. Like, it was just so. Maybe that's why London was such a bitch.
It's bad.
So,
but yeah. So then, how long were you at the institute then? Like, how much training did you have?
I trained that time. I trained about maybe 9 months. And then I got injured. And at the time I was working a part-time job, so my mom was paying half of it, of the tuition, and I was paying the other half. And one of our deals was I had to visit at work, and just so you know, I was okay. And when I went limping down the front of the store, and I was limping badly, my mom's like, "Nope, I'm done. I can't do this anymore." And then couldn't it anymore. So I had to take a little break and let my body heal up. I think I was gone. It might have been longer than 9 months I was there, but I was gone for maybe a year. And then I came back. It might have been a little longer than that, though. I had to take some time off. And then when I'm like, I need to come back. I need to come back. Finally got a full-time job. And then I saved up some money, and then I'm just like, all right, screw it. I need to come back. And I came back, they went back, they moved to Shoppingtown Mall in DeWitt. And then I came back when they moved there, and I was training there from maybe about 2013 to about 2017, I think it was. When 2017, I think, was the last time I trained there. And then I was doing camps, I was doing seminars, I was going all around learning from different teachers and different schools.
That's awesome. Like all around New York,
So-
or were you even traveling like outside, or like were you going like Pennsylvania,
It was
Massachusetts?
outside, I went and learned down in Scranton, PA. I did I would go down there and learn a little bit. Rhode Island,
Wow.
Woonsocket, Rhode Island, a lot of places. When I went and was with my old tech, Ronnie Ribbs, I would learn from the promoters, the trainers, the students. I went down to the Monster Factory and did those camps, those multiple day camps. Slept right on the wrestling mats. So I did those camps. I did all the time whenever they had one. I did a 4-day camp up in Rhode Island with like Kevin Kelly, Danny Cage, Bob Evans. That's like one of the first times I've ever met Uncle Bob. And those 4 days of training, it was fun. I actually had first time I met someone. His name is like Jason Taylor. He wrestles out west. And this dude, we never met before, never met him. And our chemistry was on point. Our timing was on point, and I've been dying to get in the ring with him again.
That'd be awesome. I'll bring it back out here. So
I'm gonna have to.
So were you doing all the extra seminar stuff like after everything with 2CW stopped? Was that like to supplement essentially after 2CW was done, like in that time frame between 2CW and then UWE?
It was more, I was doing it because I need to keep learning, and so it wasn't like I was done with IOPW, because I love that school. I have nothing but respect for that school. I absolutely love it. It's definitely my favorite school in Central New York. I just needed to get out and learn other techniques, so I wasn't supplementing 2CW because it was still going on. All I did for 2CW was ring crew. And the school is its own thing. It just had ties with 2CW. A lot of the students like, hey, guess what? This is paying your dues. You're doing ring crew. Like, so we were the ring crew. And so it wasn't like, it was more of like, I just wanted to learn from other people, because I always loved the idea of like, hey, you learned this, but there's a million different ways of learning it, and learning it from other people is great. You might find out like, hey, you may not like you were taught this way, but let me teach you this way. Maybe you'll like it better. And then you might turn out, hey, I like it. Worst case, you go, I don't like that. I'm going back to what I was doing.
Right. But you know it.
See,
and
now he's a real professional. Comes that he's expanding his horizons. He doesn't think he has a gift to wrestling, unlike his tag team partner who hasn't matured and leveled up or anything like that. And that's why Dante is carrying that team against Flip.
He's just going to be picking on Flip all night because he knows he's watching.
Yeah.
I think.
He never should have. He never should have commented.
I think I'm terrible.
I think I don't know. I like because I'm still new to like running this. I think I can show stuff that he puts up. I think I can show it on the stream. I gotta see here.
Well, Dante, I do really do appreciate though that you did go out and you learned here and you learned there and you picked this up and you picked that up, because there are a lot of guys who get stagnant and they don't listen to any kind of information that's trying to be given to them. They don't take any advice, and you were actively seeking it, and that's great. and it's definitely translated into how you work. You know,
I want to know what I did wrong, not what I did good.
exactly.
So,
Uh,
yeah, I like this feature. I like being able to pop up whatever. This is cool.
Yeah, no.
I definitely like it because I actually like, really I should be using a computer, but I don't have. I have a tablet, so I'm running off. So,
So
uh,
what did you get to your? Is that a picture of himself? I don't know.
No.
It's actual size even. Anyways, oh okay. So really, yeah, I do agree. All right. So you get through the training, you do the seminars and stuff. What was your first booked match?
My first book match was it was almost kind of shot on me. I got told to kind of, hey, get some gear, you might be on the show. I didn't find out until it was 100% confirmed the day of. It was Tiger Slayer 08. They were a tag team in Rochester, New York, and it was against me and Kevin Cartwright. That was our little match. We ended up losing that one. As you showed your debut match.
No.
Yeah, they were definitely there to help teach us and help us learn. So we were gonna do like a little feud because it was at the institute and they were doing like student shows. So it was more like, all right, let's see what they can do. And then like a couple months later, like, hey, let's do another show. But that was my first match, was a tag match with Tiger Slayer 08. Who was Chris Wolfless and out in Rochester. And unfortunately I can't remember his tag on name. Because it's been so long. I have the video somewhere in my house. It's on a little CD. It probably never see the light of day. It's terrible. Don't get me wrong. I watched it a while ago. I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad, so bad. I had the generic Lucha Paul London type shorts that were black and red. To wear a t-shirt. I mean, I do now again, but like I was wearing a t-shirt. I had like an Assassin's Creed type hoodie on. Generic baby.
So you were pretty what's the term? Indie-rific? Is what you're
trying to say? Indie-rific.
Indie-rific. I like that.
Oh man. Well, but that's what as awful as you say it might have been, you look back on that fondly though, I'm sure.
Oh, I definitely do, because that was when it all started.
Yeah. My first we were doing a battle royal. I was supposed to be some sort of managing gig, and one of the boys couldn't make it, and they're like, hey, you're in. It's like, all right. Well, I guess I'm in. And got eliminated by Ronnie Ribbs and Mike Skyros. It was a battle royal for survival. And actually, that was supposed to be your tag team partners. That was your tag team partner's debut. We were supposed to have a spot, and he fucked it up.
Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest.
Yeah. But not just for me, but for about 3 other people, too. He was supposed to get an elimination. He eliminated us. Anyways, he sucks sometimes, but he's gotten a lot better. But
he's terrible. I got to deal with him all the time.
Listen, I'm trying to be somewhat nice since he's watching, even though,
I don't care. Me and him, we fight all the time. Push, stop wearing the tank top. Be a man. No.
Oh man,
no one wants to see this.
You know what? He probably does.
Hey, my friend says it does. He gives off vibes.
But
love you.
So from there, where did you end up going?
Kind of was just like whenever. So at the time, by the time I had my first match, B. Riddick, Kevin Cartwright, and Mike Skyros, they were doing shows. Whenever they asked me, "Hey, you want to come to this trip with me?" Like, sure, let's go. They invited me out to Rochester for a battle royale spot, and then we went down to PA to a company called High Ground Pro Wrestling. It was another training school, and they used to do like pay-per-view parties where they would have a match before they would have like a wrestling show before the pay-per-views, and then you could watch the pay-per-views there, and they had food and all that. They invited me there. Mike got me on the show, and I was going down there every pay-per-view wrestling for them. And then Ronnie would invite me, "Hey, I'm going to Indiana, you want to come with us?" Said yes. So that was like my big big trip, my first ever big trip to wrestling, because it was like 13, 14 hours away. And then Ronnie just kept inviting me to shows a lot out in New England. And he's like, I can't get on the show, but you're more than welcome to come. And I did exactly what people told me to do. When someone asks you to go, you say yes, and you don't care what you have to do. You get in that car and you go. And so a lot of it was just that. Whenever someone had to go, yep. And I went to a lot of places because like
that's what you got to do, though. We've all been there, except Garrett hasn't. But hey, do you want to come to this spot? Yeah, but you could expand the show a little bit. I'm just saying.
I'm one guy. I got a full-time job.
There's still hands you can shake.
That's got to go. Yeah. Still.
Trust me. If the job could go.
Yeah, I know your job. I understand.
If Joe and I could abandon our jobs and do this full time so it could take off, we would easily do it.
Life made, right?
But we have good jobs with good. It's golden handcuffs. We have jobs with good insurance and in decent pay.
But yeah, somebody asks you to go, you go. You get an offer to go somewhere, you go somewhere. You might regret it later, but at the same time, you don't know until you get there.
Exactly.
Hey, you want to do this shitty little promotion in Massachusetts? Yep, I'm there. Let's do it. When is it? Cool.
Yep. I've done that before, and I mean, I've wrestled in front of 5 people before. I've wrestled in front of 500. Like, you never know what you're gonna get.
No, and you got to take the experiences because you get funny stories out of it too, and you never know who you're going to meet. And that was a good trip out to, one of the times I went to Massachusetts. It was a good ride, good show. I had my boys with me. We had a very specific thing we were supposed to do. We ended up getting paid to do pretty much nothing because, we're going to change what you're doing in the middle during the show and not tell you until it's too late. All right, cool. Am I still getting paid? Yep. All right, that's all I care about.
Yep.
You already ruined the night for me, so whatever.
I think the best about wrestling trips with the boys, not the actual wrestling.
Listen, I would have to agree with you on that. But here's the thing: most of the time when I take my road trips where it's not me by myself, or when I was married, my wife coming with me and my kid, it's usually with Red and Bobby Bates. And if you've never been stuck in a car with those two for any length of time, you haven't experienced a true wrestling road trip yet.
Oh, I've been in the car with Bobby to Connecticut.
Yeah, see, so you know.
Yeah.
Pulling up to UOW one day. I get out, I didn't even grab my stuff. I think it was you. Yeah, it was you, Robbie, Zach, and freaking Red. And Robbie yelled, "Get in, loser! We're doing butt stuff." So of course, I jumped in the car and we just went down to the gas station to get some beef jerky. But like, even that 10-minute ride was an adventure and a half,
Yes, it was.
which almost ended in violent sodomy. But that's another story for another time.
Yeah, that's the after dark.
Well, that's the point of this show.
After dark.
Oh, all right.
Exactly.
Once we go off the air, I'll
You gotta
tell
pay
you.
for that one.
So around here locally in this area that we're in, Utica, Rome, mostly you work for NYCW. Have you? And I know you didn't work for Immortal. We cleared that up a little while ago, even though I could have swore I saw you there. Have you worked for like Dynasty?
I've never worked for Dynasty yet. I was at their last show. Me and Flip went there just to hang out and just to kind of support, help with ring crew. I had a blast just watching, which is very rare for me because usually when I'm watching wrestling, I should be in there. Like I get a little jealous, and it's fine. But that's the only time I've been to Dynasty. Never worked for Immortal. Wanted to. I still do because it's like right in my backyard. NYCW, I was there from day one to the very end. I wrestled for Upstate Pro Wrestling out in Rochester a couple times. I love going there. The guys are all like, they feel like family. I wrestled for Nickel City Wrestling out in Buffalo. That is like our tag team, the Wayward. That's our home. Because they're like the real like Upstate Pro Wrestling and Nickel City Wrestling were the first companies to kind of give the Wayward a home. UW Nation, which is a new one we just got a part of. Not like a new company, but new to us. They were like south of Rochester, kind of Rochester area. We wrestled there once. We have a show for them coming up real soon at the end of the month, which I'm hoping, thinking about it. I'm not accidentally. No, I'm good. I had to think there for a second because I'm like, I hope I didn't accidentally take a booking. But I didn't. We're good. My memory's terrible. Okay.
That'll happen.
We have an app we use, like a calendar that me, Flip, and a couple of students share. But those are like the only promotions, minus UWE, only promotions in New York that I've actually ever wrestled for.
Well, at least most of them are still up and running. Almost every place I've worked is actually shut down. So
I'm sad about NYCW. I'm still sad about that to this day.
I showed up there a few times, and it was definitely a promotion. I liked Patches. Patches is a good dude.
Patches is a great dude.
Me and Red went and did this thing, and we figured there'd be a lot of wrestling nerds there. All right, so he asked, I wonder how many people we're going to see that we know from the business. I said, maybe one. We ended up sitting at a table with Patches. Not on purpose, just sort of happened that way. So I was like, all right, cool. We're not with strangers that are weird. We're just somebody we know that's fucking weird. So that's cool.
It's always better when you know them.
That's right. So when it comes to like your inspirations and stuff, not to be, that we're gonna get to that segment now. Why did you get into wrestling? What drove you to it?
It was Monday Night Raw's Kane really made me fall in love with wrestling. Back when he used Matt, My parents showed me, and it was really fun watching people beat the hell out of each other, and everyone seemed like, Kane was a monster, and he was made to look like a monster, and that kind of drew me in, like the character work and like literally all the fancy moves and the wrestling and the storytelling. Like, it drew me into this business, and just wanted to do it ever since I was little. So
I get that.
Yeah, I know.
One of my oldest memories is of actually watching. My dad rented the VHS of WrestleMania 3. Like, and that was that's a year. It's either a year. When was that? 87.
I'm terrible.
Yeah, 86. It would have been because because the WrestleMania is the same age like as me. So whatever age I am is WrestleMania we're at.
Yeah,
So.
but you're bad at math. But yeah, like that was the first one I really remember seeing it. Like that was it for me. And it's like, I think I really need to be there. So I guess that's all.
Mine was just a random episode of Raw with Kane on TV.
You know what? I turned it off.
Yeah.
Garrett, what was your inspiration to get into? Oh wait,
to get like into like to do like what I do.
I was gonna say get into the ring, but every time you get in there, you tend to get kicked.
I do, but the point is that I get kicked.
Something drew you to this business. What was it?
No, I mean, I love wrestling the same like as we all did. I remember the first moment I ever saw wrestling, and I was sitting in front of the TV, leaning up to change it. You know what I mean? Because shut up, Coffin. And I click it onto, I think it was like maybe like Channel 7 or something at the time, and it was like a Sunday morning. It was a random show, and I see British Bulldog put this jobber into the corner, put him up on his shoulder, turn around like this, and then do the running power slam out to the middle of the ring. And I went, Dad! He comes running. He goes, what? I go, what is this? He goes, oh, that's wrestling, buddy. I go, I love it. And I remember it clear as day. I was 6, I think 6 or 7. And I was hooked, and then a couple years later, Monday Night Raw came out. Was watching that,
so in your teenage years, gotcha.
I got
that wasn't even 10, dude. I was like 8 when it came out.
Well, I mean, you're in the 50s, so I don't know.
But I hate saying it, because like Dante is, but like, and I hate saying it, but when when I was like 16 or 17, me and my friends did start like backyard wrestling, which I hate saying it to actual wrestlers. You know what I mean?
We don't talk about the backyard days.
But like it's all I got.
A lot of us been there.
Yeah. So it wasn't like the stupid wrap yourself in barbed wire and jump off a roof through a flaming table. It wasn't that. People actually came and watched.
That was me.
Yeah.
No, mine was trampoline.
But and then how everything just kind of snowballed oddly. Yeah, I was at Disruption Network, where this podcast, or not this podcast, but Wrestle Fandom Radio started. It started because the band I was in, we went on and we knew the owner of the thing, so he wanted to interview the band. At one point, he spiraled off and accidentally talked about wrestling, so he told me and another bandmate to come back and talk about wrestling. And then after that time, he was like, "You guys should just make a show. We got the funding, we got the sponsors. We made a show, and it just snowballed from there." And then I met Demetrios, and I was like, "He's like, oh yeah, you should come to an ICW show. That'll be cool." And started going to ICW shows, and then it just kept
snowball quickly.
It just kept like changing, like Joe, the owner of the other owner of Niche Nerd Network. He really the owner. One of his best friends came to a show with us, and it was a show that Teddy Long and Ryback were at. So he's standing there in the back with a bunch of wrestlers, and then Teddy Long and Ryback. And he goes, Garrett, yeah, how did this happen? I'm like, and I just said it like that. I was like, it just kept, one thing just kept being the next thing, and it just kept going, and that's how so that's how I ended up here with all you guys, and then
that Teddy Long show was great though, because he had one bit where he had to go out and Maddox was doing he'd swap gimmicks here and there, and he was the 24/7 Chad. So all Teddy Long had to do was come out, and I forget who it even was, but tell him he's going 1-on-1 with a Matty Taker, and he couldn't say it after like 6 or 7 tries, but he got the point across. He comes back to the curtain and he just goes, I fucked up. And it's like, oh, Teddy, it's okay. We love you, buddy. So,
you're Teddy Long.
So
you're forgiven.
Yeah, he's always forgiven. I tried to get him to make me an honorary black Muslim or whatever it was, and he like he did for Jim Cornette, but he was busy and he couldn't do it. Son of a bitch. Anyways,
you didn't want to do it.
No, he was busy. It is what it is. We had to get video footage of it so we can be like Jim Cornette, and there would be 3 of us in that group. You know how it goes. So you got your hardware. You got 2 belts. Is there anything else you got? I mean, out of curiosity, I think I remember something.
Oh. Well, what is that?
Flip, do you have this? No.
Hey, Flip, do you have Flip? Do you have this?
Yeah.
No.
You got one of those or one of those? Like.
Yeah, but his is for winning a tournament. Mine's for being most popular. Flip, what do you got? Yeah, exactly. So
nothing.
UWE.
Never give up. The UWE Never Give Up Cup.
Yeah.
Forever.
And you faced quite the friggin' monster in that one.
Yes, I did.
What was interesting too was the rumbles to get there. Was those were fast. Not to I'm trying to quote the movie here, but those were fast and furious. It's like ding ding, just bodies.
It came
like flying.
The first one, because they did one and then a second chance, and then the winners of both of those go against each other. The first one came down to me, McCrank. He eliminated me right at the end, and then I ended up winning the second one. And then it came down to me, McCrank, later in the night. And I decided, on that one, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to go running right at the beast, because that's just kind of what I do, is run towards fire and run and just take things on head on. Like, why run away? So.
Oh, it definitely worked for you.
I mean, it worked for you, but like, a lot of, if anyone watching if they know how tall I am, that McCrank makes me feel short.
He's big.
Right.
That first,
the
first slam was like that My Hero Academia meme of the main character. He's like, I'm gonna be a hero. I'm gonna make everyone proud, and he trips and he's just like, I'm a failure, and he goes on this long monologue, and he's like, boy, I've been falling for a long time. Getting slammed by him feels like that. It's like, man, I've been falling for a very long time. Where's the mat?
Yeah.
He's what, 6'7", 6'8", something like that?
Way too big.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
I had to look up to him, and that's the first time I can remember in a long time where I've actually had to do that. Garrett, I don't count you because you're only like an inch or two taller than me.
I'm 6'4".
You know. Yeah, you're 2 inches taller than me.
I gotta look up at him. It's like he might even be taller than Pat Sawyer.
Most
Yeah,
people,
And Pat's big. I gotta look up to Pat. Pat's bigger than me, you know, and I think he might have Pat beat. He's a big dude.
He's a big boy.
Well, I guess there's only one thing we got to do. We got to figure out a way to get those two booked against each other.
Oh, the Craig and Sawyer just standing in the middle of the ring, be like, "This is gonna be amazing." just chopping at each other, just giant kicks. Those dudes are monsters.
I know McCrank's been doing pretty good right now. I know he just lost the title he won maybe like a month or two ago at UPW.
Oh,
so he's been pretty busy, and then at Nickel City he won a battle royale to get a title shot whenever he wants. He cashed that in, and he unfortunately lost that one, but whew, the amount of hits it took in a row to keep him down.
So not only is he huge, he's also pissed off. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's a perfect combination. All in pissed off.
I'm all for it. I want to see the aftermath there.
Perfect time for the UWE to come back, so he can just show up all pissed off.
No,
breaking students. That's exactly what we need.
I think it is exactly what we need because I can't break all the students. Somebody else has to break some too.
Yeah, that's
UWE's on a hiatus for now, but we'll be back soon. I'm told, Garrett.
I don't run the company.
That's not what you've told me 3 or 4 times behind Craig's back.
Yeah, don't even try and start that. Don't even try.
Let's not forget that time you told me you taught Ronnie how to cut promos. So
I never said any such thing.
You say that without smiling and laughing. Say that without smiling and laughing.
No, because you're being so ridiculous. Nobody believes that. No, absolutely nobody believes that.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can get 3 witnesses that would testify that you said that. Doesn't matter that it's Todd.
Red doesn't count.
There you go.
Red doesn't count.
Joe,
I'll just say it just so I can get dead body.
Dante, I can get Zach to go along with it. You know what? The more that I think about it, the more I figure I can get a whole fucking jury panel built up against you. All right.
Everyone just let Ronnie kick me in the face. All right. Everyone else.
He wouldn't be done that quick. Yeah. I haven't either, but I did Uncle Phil you out of a room.
You did Uncle Phil me out of a room. That's an epic video.
Wasn't that like the first time we ever met?
No.
I was pretty damn close to it.
No, like actually met.
Well, no, kayfabe met. Like you came barging into our room, and I threw you out like Uncle Phil and Jazz.
No. It was a few times in.
Or wasn't it?
I was getting brazen because I was like, guys, what's going on? Like, are you serious right now? Yeah, I'm just trying to do my job.
Yeah. And then I had to apologize, and I threatened to shove a flagpole up your ass and turn into some kind of weird stick puppet.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was getting to a point. Yeah, something like that. He big ass jalapeno. He's more like one of those long hots, except not very hot. Anyways, Garrett's about as spicy as fucking water. Anyways, looking back, like
salt and pepper. Yes.
Anyways, I'm ignoring it.
Dad joke.
I
know you get it.
What would you say is like one of your favorite moments, match, anything like that? Something you look back on and it's like, yes.
One of my favorite matches I've ever had was me and Mike Montero for the RICW Warzone Championship. Mike Montero for the longest time was, and still is to this day, he was like one of the guys I wanted to face. I was like, if I can hold my own against him, I feel like I can do this. It was a dream match for the longest time. I was going through a very, very dark place. My life got flipped upside down. And I was depressed as shit. But when I went out to do matches and shows, walked through that curtain, nothing else mattered. So it was me and him, and the finish of the match, because there was no DQ, was this one guy that was also, we were in like this three-way feud for the Warzone championship. He's going to get involved in the match. And Mike was gonna hit me with a move, or I was gonna hit him or something. I can't remember exactly. And I think Mike hit the move, and I remember just saying like, "Oh," I'm like, "Dude, move!" Like reminding him to move quick, and I like kind of do frog splash me. They did their shenanigans. I get hit with Mike's finish throw. 1, 2, 3. I rolled outside of the ring, and I was ready to have a mental breakdown. And Mike, afterwards, came up and grabbed me and helped me up. And he said, "Dude, what you have going on in your personal life, but what you need to remember is out there and we killed it. I'm proud of you." And to this day, like that match, like because I was not in a good spot. That match will always stick out to me. To this day, I'm very proud of that match, very happy with that match. And that, like, to me is like my favorite match I've had. There's one more that came very, very close. And I mean, like, it's a toss up, but just because where I was mentally and still went out and killed it with this, my dream opponent, that match is what sticks out to me in my favorite.
Can we access that on YouTube or?
Yes, it is on YouTube. I watch it once in a while. It's for Rhode Island Championship Wrestling. It's Mike Montero versus Dante Dio. It's up on YouTube. My second favorite one too is also on YouTube, so I watch him once in a while.
Well, I go through my matches every now and then. I think that's a common thing, but I watch it because it's like, all right, what did I do last time that I don't want to copy this time?
Yeah, I go back once in a while and be like, "Oh, I used to do that move. Oh, I'm gonna bring that back."
Yeah, but mine's more like, all right, what did I do the last time I faced Jeff Nova that I'm not going to do this time, or what did I,
Yeah.
Which I love Jeff Nova. I love, and another one. Actually, they're tied for who I've faced the most is Nova and Chris Jackson, and those guys were fun. Have you worked? You worked Jackson, right?
Yes, and Nova.
And Nova, they're fun.
Yes, they are.
He did a triple threat with them.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Or was I?
Don't remember, to be honest.
Probably standing next to his underwear.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
The two most people I've ever wrestled, one is Chris Candido. He wrestles for Showcase Pro Wrestling. And Richie Rich. He wrestled for Showcase Pro Wrestling. He used to be a jobber in WWE. Back in the day. I wrestled those two people so many times I can't even I lost count. It was like every time I wrestled for Showcase, I was wrestling one of those two, if not both of them, in a tag match. So
well, as long as you can make it work.
Exactly.
I've used I used Nova as a weapon against Jackson once. That was fun. I made that work pretty good.
Using your opponent or tag partner is a perfectly valuable strategy and a very smart move.
Thank you. That's what I'm 100% agreement with you there. So, looking towards the future, what are you thinking? Who do you want to work? Because you respect them, because you hate them.
I really want to wrestle Mike Quackenbush, because it was supposed to happen. So I want that match. Who's God damn it, names are blanking on me right now. Johan, the Dynasty Heavyweight Champion. I want to wrestle him.
Yeah,
Mike Montero when he comes back. I want to wrestle Mike Montero. Can't, like, those are like some people that like actually can happen at any moment. I like to wrestle Bob Evans. I want to see what it's like to wrestle him.
Well, you can just ask your partner what that's like.
I know. Really, like, those are like the names that like kind of pop up to me right now, like that I know are reasonable and possible. Can't really think of anyone off the top of my head too. So
no, that's all right, because I'm sure at some point you'll get them. That's
I'm
kind of
sure.
how it works in this business. You know, I tried to help somebody set up a match for somebody one time, and I actually got it booked, and then they didn't show up. Yeah, ain't that right, Garrett?
Not true. Not true. I was there. It didn't happen. It was the next
right.
show. It was the next show I wasn't there.
Yeah, well, no. We got it booked. You and Saren Rain, and you went and hid somewhere. It's fine.
No, I was there.
Anyways, so I have a question for you from Red. Is Zach still watching? Do you know?
I can't tell who's watching, so I can tell people, but
Zach,
I can't.
if you're there, comment.
Yeah, comment, because this kind of pertains to you. But the thing is, Red, and he wanted me to ask you this, and I don't. He says you know the ins and outs of it, but he wanted to know if you're gonna keep paying him naked with Zach, and he wanted me to tell you your payment behind.
Red, that was secret. You weren't supposed to tell Flip I was paying you.
He's gonna see this
really
either
mad
way.
at you ruining that.
Well, he also said whatever it meant. He said the shower plan is still on. Wink, wink. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure Flip is going to find out soon enough.
I got you.
I
got the rope. I got the duct tape. We're good.
Oh, you see, now that you're making us accomplices, and I mean, I'm okay with it, but I don't know if Garrett is.
I'm gonna get kicked in the long run anyway. So let's
exactly.
You might as well.
Oh, you know what? My goal in wrestling is to see you get kicked by a naked Red.
We can make that happen.
Yeah. Oh, I know I can make it happen. I could probably show up at his house and make it happen.
Red, hey Red, money's coming your way.
Beautiful.
You know what needs to be done.
Yeah, teabagging. Anyways. That's it for the Red questions. He said something else. I don't really remember what it was, but yeah. Okay. So there you go, Red. Your financial situation seems to be fixed. Oh, and something about a freebie. I don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is Flip is screwed.
Yeah, Flip is definitely screwed.
It's gonna be fun. So
I torture him all the time.
It's easy. It's easy.
Oh,
I mean,
so easy.
And I gotta say, I love working him. When he Ziwu, I loved working him. And my favorite thing to do is try and make him break.
Oh yeah.
and I've come close a couple times.
Our first tag match, which as the Wayward, was for New Age Wrestling, out in Massachusetts, Springfield, Mass, and we were in the middle of the match, and he just got slammed. I just yell out to him, I'm like, Flip, nobody died. And he's getting picked up, it's like, son of a bitch. And the dude's like worried that he just Flip. And I'm like, no, I'm just ribbing him. That's my favorite way of ribbing him, is just yelling at him. I didn't hate it, or nobody died.
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome.
when I worked him, when I took that belt off of him, he comes up, and this has been a thing, for a while, picking on him, my granddaddy killed your granddaddy, Vietnam, stuff like that. But it's good natured, back and forth. We don't actually hate each other. Yeah. But he goes, can you do me a favor and just come out to like a Godzilla roar? I said, I'll do you one better. I'll come out to Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult. He goes, okay, cool. So I did. And then I took off my vest, and I'm wearing a Godzilla shirt. And then I told him that he kind of smirked a little bit. That got him. And then I pointed at the Godzilla shirt, and Sideburns goes, he's Chinese, right? And I said, oh, in that case, I'm going to send you back to whatever massage parlor you crawled out of. Which that almost got him. But what really, and then I threw him through everything like on the side of 6, and that did get him just a little bit.
I really like Flip. He's been putting in a lot of work, and I'm not just saying it because he might be in here. Like, I literally, from the heart, he has been hitting the gym. He's been putting in the work, and I believe that once he can learn to get bookings, he can go places. And I mean, once we get, we cross the bridge, probably years down the road, when the Wayward decide to be no more, I hope he makes it, because the dude can. He's got stuff to work on, but I know anyone can do it out of that school, out of WWE. It's Flip. I have nothing but faith in that kid, and I love being able to tag with him, traveling the road, talking shit, picking on each other. Oh, where the hell is this? I hope he's still watching. I gotta reach over here. Flip, this is for you. I was going to wait in person, but I decided if you're still watching, this is perfect to show you now. He has driven home from my house multiple times after a show, and he has hit a raccoon at the same spot multiple times. So this is a raccoon for his car.
I got
literally more than once.
Yes, same spot. He hit 2 so far. So
I love that.
That's insane.
I asked my wife very nicely to make me this.
That's amazing. I'm sure I'm not seeing him pop up on here, but he'll end up watching this, and he'll say,
I'll tell him to watch it.
Oh yeah, he'll watch.
But
see,
no, in all seriousness, the dude is, I feel like he can go places, and will go
for
places.
Sure.
I mean, like, literally, he knows this. As soon as the Wayward's done, that's when I'm going to hang up the boots. So
that's a few years down the road, because honestly, Dante, you're not. I've seen you guys work separate, and you're both fun to watch, to the point where I want to see the match, and I don't do that often backstage anymore, because it's like, all right, I've seen it. There are a few guys, and you and Zach are one of our comments. All right, I want to see this match. So I got to see you guys tag together.
It's a lot of fun. We're not the biggest guys, because like we go against some tall guys, some heavy guys, like guys that are outclassing us. So using each other as weapons, whether we're unconscious or awake, good or bad, we use each other as weapons, because we have to do what we can against the bigger guys. I have fun because it's like it's not like I'm actually wrestling. I'm out there with my best friend. I'm out there with my brother. Like Flip is one of the few. There's only a few people who have crossed that line of, hey, you're just a wrestler. Hey, I know you from wrestling. To me, Flip is family. Like he is my brother. And I love traveling the world with him. So when I get to wrestle with him, like it crossed that point where like, all right, this isn't just wrestling, like this is fun. So I'm going to try even harder to be out there in front of the crowd. I'm going to try a lot harder to make this a good match, because I would love it if one day you see on I don't even care, TNA, MLW, AEW, WWE, whatever. I would absolutely love it to be on TV and be looking to my next to me and seeing Flip and be like, yo, the Wayward's on TV, like even if it's under some different name, you know, if they're like, hey, you gotta be jobbers, we're gonna have you under this tag team name. Cool, don't care. I'm there with my best buddy traveling the road. Like it's making me enjoy it. I know he hates this story, and I tell people all the time, Flip saved my career. He fucking hates it when I tell this story. Like I tell, he does not like it. He's annoyed by it, but he physically saved my career. I was ready to hang up the boots, and 2024 was going to be my last year. Like 2024 that was going to be it. I was going to be done. Didn't care what was going on. But I decided to stick it out to 2024 and at the end of the year, see where I was and look back. Am I happy where I am? Me and Float, we started teaming May of last year. And I got at the end of before even the end of 2024, I was like, no, I'm not done yet. I got more. And I want to see where Flip can go. I want to see where we can take this tag team. And hell, so far we've been all over. Ohio, New York, PA, Massachusetts. We have Rhode Island coming up real soon. We've been to New Hampshire together. I would love to wrestle in all the New England states minus Maine. Maine, Maine with a passion. We're about to go to Michigan together. Like we're about we got festivals coming up in Michigan and Ohio that are like 3 days long.
That's awesome. Well, it's good to know that you got a lot of the bookings, more bookings coming up, especially further out in places. That's awesome to hear. I do hope you guys definitely get, caught by something. It would be so cool to see you guys in somewhere on some show. That'd be so awesome.
It
was definitely just amazing. The work you do is so good. So
yeah. Both you guys separate are amazing together. Like I look forward to seeing it. Like I can watch it on YouTube, but I'd rather see it in person because there's nothing better than that. And
yeah, it's different in person. I mean, I just had one of my friends from New Hampshire came out and watched us at Nickel City Wrestling over the weekend. They came to watch the show. So one of our students actually just came up there too. So
nice.
Anybody good?
Shadowcat, Kodiak, they're really good.
I meant the student.
Oh, the student. I thought you were talking about the show.
No, I have no doubts the show was good, but
he definitely has some work to do. But he's still in the trainee. He's only had a couple. Like he did the tag match against Ronnie and Osiris with
I know exactly what you mean.
Baby Andre. It was his partner. I can't remember his wrestling name. Sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I know that much. It's pretty weird.
If he definitely he just got to put in the work like anyone else. Rome wasn't built in a day. You didn't see John Cena come out first time training or first match and be fucking the 17-time world champion. Like, it took time to get there.
No, he was ruthless aggression.
Yeah.
So that one you're talking about, you had Kodiak and Shadowcat?
Yep.
You're saying, how'd that go?
Well, we didn't wrestle them. The match we won against them for these belts, we wrestled them at Upstate Pro Wrestling the first time, and there was just like instant chemistry between us, which was awesome. It made the match very easy, and then that match actually got us booked for Nickel City Wrestling, and we went out there just to the first time we went up there, it was just to talk business. It was just support them, help with the ring, watch the show, and talk business after the show. We ended up getting into a battle royale. I was number 2. I can't remember what spot Flip was, but it was like, I got told, you stay in until I tell you to get eliminated. Okay. As I proceed to get to the final 5 going, I'm not in the final 4. I think it's time for me to go. Like, I don't have a voice. But like, they were very impressed. We made an impact. We then went and wrestled again, and then the next, like, the third show we did for them, we wrestled Dangerous Game, Kodiak, and Shadowcat for the belts. It went very well. Couple things could have done a little better, obviously. Nothing's ever perfect. I messed up a spot. I thought we were at one point, we were not, but we recovered very well. Even after 9 years, you're still making mistakes. But the next time we went against them was in a gauntlet steel cage match. It was an open challenge, and they were having us be the last person to answer the challenge. And we had our music played, and me and Flip, we sat in the crowd in the back. Let our music played. Played. And then they decided, okay, well, if they don't answer to a 10 count, they're disqualified and they win. So the count gets to about 5, and they're not showing up, so they exit the cage. And then here comes me and Flip with our tag belt, and at least my tag belt. I went and attacked him with my tag belt, and right through the crowd, we ran up right in front. We attacked him on the outside. We beat each other living hell outside the ring. And then we threw one of them into the ring, and we locked the cage. And we turned it to a 2-on-1 until Shadowcat jumped off the cage onto Flip, and then we ended up shenanigans happened. We ended up hitting our finisher, which we call Edge Runner. It's an STO and a Russian leg sweep combo. I hook him up for a Russian leg sweep. Flip hits the ropes, come back, STO, and then if I feel extra spicy, I put him into a octopus stretch from the ground, which is like awesome. my favorite submission move. Thank you, Mike Krakenbush, for teaching me that move for that little combo. But we hit that move, and then we won, and then Kodiak betrayed his partner after the match, so we don't have to worry about them facing us for the belts.
There you go.
Yeah. Perfect.
Awesome.
Well, I think it's about time we wrapped up. I've been talking for a bit here. I think we know you a little bit better. Hopefully the fans that are watching do. You said a lot of good stuff. Listen, if any promoters who might be watching, if you haven't booked Dante Dio, you really need to. Whether by himself or with his tag team partner, Flip Collarbone, whatever the hell his name is.
Flip Ribs.
Yes, Ribs. And
maybe if you guys want a third tag championship, maybe we should just have you both on.
We have a match coming up May, is it 24th? Yes, May 24th. Street fight down in Honorary Wrestling Federation. That is our next title match we have. So hoping that everything works out. I'm super excited for that street fight.
Well, if that's
Awesome.
the case, you win that. Then come May 28th, maybe we'll have to have both of you on with all three of your belts. I mean, at least you'll have yours, seeing as how somebody else can't even think to bring theirs. But
Yeah, Zach probably still won't bring his.
He'll
Probably not.
He'll be 3 belts if we win, and I'll be Dante Trio.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
It is.
Yep.
Have to change it.
Exactly. Right now it's Dante Duo,
Yeah.
and then it'll be Dante Trio. I've been there before. I've won 3 belts before. And it was right before COVID. I actually was holding 3 belts. So I've been working my butt off to be able to be to hold 3 belts again.
That's awesome.
Seems like you're almost about there. So
Yeah.
One
I
away.
You're 2/3 of the way there. I mean,
Exactly.
I wish you
that's
all the
awesome.
best in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know. How that turns out, because we definitely want to know. Because that'd be awesome to have triple champs back on the show. So
Exactly.
Then I'll have
Alright.
to find another belt.
well, just go talk to Bobby and.
No. It's gonna. You know what? I think I got the little mini replica of the big gold belt I brought my kid when he was like 3 around here somewhere. I'll pull that.
Oh
out.
yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Where it is like a tie. Just put it right there, and where it's like.
Exactly right there.
Don't think I wouldn't. All right. You know what? Idea for next show. I got it. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us, Dante. And we will be back hopefully within the next couple weeks. Definitely not next week. Cough is off. And we will be back soon enough with Trevor Terry of all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we
Every time we
love
go
this
to the
kid.
game, we have
So,
that sheet.
so we did have to. We had him scheduled. We got to reschedule, but he is the next. He is the next one. So we're gonna get that all set up, and we will see everybody in the next couple weeks. Thanks again, Dante.
Anytime.
Appreciate you, brother.